everyone, and welcome to Miss Hawkins Forest School. This is where you can use the outdoor as your classroom. There's so much to learn and explore around you, and with this beautiful weather currently, it would be great. So you can do this wherever. I mean, there's plenty of places around Crawley, as that's where we live here. There's places behind Ifield, there's Langley Green, there's greens there. There's Goffs Park, which is fantastic, and also there's Tilgate. You can also do some of these activities in the comfort of your own back garden. Just make sure you are following the government's guidelines, making sure you stay 2 meters apart from one another, and you make sure you are in an open area. Right, let's get creative. So today we are making bug hotels, which are a great way to encourage nature into your garden. We want things like woodlice, we want things like centipedes, bees, butterflies. They're all so important in making our gardens beautiful through pollination. So what we need to do first is go and collect loads and loads of different bits around the forest, so things like leaves, grass, feathers. So bring a bag with you and we'll go and find some things. First, I found loads of sticks that I'm adding into my box. You can get different size sticks, maybe some long ones, some short ones, thin ones and fat ones will all do very well. Some different size leaves, whether they're dead ones or alive ones, doesn't really matter. You can get some really big ones that you can curl up, or you can get some smaller, slightly skinnier ones. Try not to go for stinging nettles, that might not be such a good idea. Some flowers might be quite a nice idea. First of all, they look quite pretty, then also they will give the bugs something to nibble on. Feathers are quite a nice idea, make it nice and cozy for the little insects. Some of these acorn cups from last year's acorns might make quite a nice home for the bugs in your hotel. Some moss would be quite a nice idea as well, which you often find growing on the sides of buildings, old buildings and walls, or up some trees. It's very nice and cozy for the bugs. Right, I think I've got a good collection of things. I'm going to get back and make the bug hotel. So once you've come back from your adventures in the forest, and you hopefully would have collected loads of amazing things to build your bug hotel with, you will need to spread them out on a table so you can clearly see what you have got. As well as your natural pieces, you will also need something to build your bug hotel in, something nice and sturdy. Now, the best place to find something for this is in your recycling bin. So I've got with me, it could be something from an old milk bottle that I have cut in half, and you could use this part to build it in, or you could use an old Coke or Sprite bottle, which is fantastic, but for this I am using an old juice carton. Remember, it needs to be sturdy enough to withstand all weathers. As we know in England, it's not always this sunny, and it also needs to be waterproof, otherwise it will collapse. So what you will need to do is, with my carton, I have cut open a side so you can fit your pieces in there. So what you're going to basically do is build it up with all your items and get as creative as you can. So just an example, I've started by using another piece of recycling. I've used an old toilet roll, which is fantastic for this, and I've put loads and loads of my smaller sticks in there, as you can see, and I'm going to place that on the bottom of my carton. It's got loads and loads of lovely places that things like woodlice and centipedes and butterflies and bees and ants and all sorts of insects. You could probably think of so many more. They can all live in there nice and cozy, so I put that at the bottom. Then I might just add a few more sticks around the side to keep it supportive. You can cut your sticks to size by either using a pair of scissors, make sure you're doing it safely, or you can snap them as well, as long as you are careful. So I'm just placing these in the side of my container to make sure it's nice and solid. Then I'm going to add some of my leaves. So I've got some lovely big leaves here, and they're quite big, so I might just wrap them up a little bit. These may rot down a little bit, but that doesn't matter. The bugs will not mind. They can use these as food as well as shelter. So I'm going to wrap them up and place them in there, like so. I might add a few more dead leaves as well, just to pack it up nice for my little critters. Next, I might add some grass. I didn't show this in the video collecting, but it's a lovely idea, especially when the grass is in seed. So it's got all the little seeds at the top, which makes it really nice and cozy. So I'm not going to actually cut this. It's got a few forget-me-not flowers in there. The little blue flowers, I don't know if you can see, tiny little flowers called forget-me-nots. And I'm just going to fold those and place them in there. So mine's looking rather messy, but that doesn't matter either. The bugs don't mind, but you can make it as beautiful or as messy as you like. I've also got, from the recycling, some strips of cardboard from cereal boxes, or you could use it from an Amazon package, anything cardboard. I'm sure mummies and daddies have done plenty of ordering over this time. I know I have. And you can roll them up and place them in there, so it can be a nice little tunnel for your little insects. See, I'm placing them in. So another little place, just going to roll up a few more. And then, because those are quite hollow, I might get some of my moss. Now, moss is lovely. It's lovely and soft and cozy for your little insects. So I might put a few of those actually in the tubes that I've made. There we go. So I make a really nice house for a woodlouse, I think, or a ladybird. Ladybirds are always good too. Then I might add, I've got some quite thicker dead wood here. I might add that in there. Pop that in there. So you can take as much time as you want with these. Add some of our acorn cups. Do you remember those? Oh, and I've got a feather there as well. So it's starting to look like a little hotel. It's got all different types of nature in there. Also got some dried up leaves here. Putting those in there. So maybe some more grass. I mean, yours I'm sure will look a lot more beautiful as you'll have a lot more time. Some more leaves. Some more dead wood, lovely. The woodlice love dead wood, so that's fantastic. They love to nibble in it and they lay their eggs in there. So I'm going to place some more moss maybe. Make sure it's quite tightly packed in there, otherwise it will fall out. Maybe a few more leaves, a few more feathers. So here's the start of mine. It is very compact. That means a lot of it's stuck together. I'll show you. So can we see we've got loads of layers in there? You just keep adding and adding and adding. And this I will put somewhere in the garden, probably quite near my house, so I can keep an eye on who has moved in, which you can too. I've also made one earlier using an old Coke bottle. And as you can see with this one, I've just put loads and loads of sticks in it. And I've also put some moss in there just to make it nice and cozy. And the good thing about this, it's transparent. That means you can see through it, so you'll be able to see the bugs easily. And with something like this, you could even put a hole in it and hang it from a tree or hang it from a shed or something. Bugs don't mind, just make sure they can get into it. And I'll leave this in my garden over the next few days. Well, it can stay there forever, really. And you should watch who moves in. It would be lovely to see some examples and hear about some of the critters that have moved into yours. And fantastic. Hopefully you'll enjoy watching all the different creatures that come to your garden. So in this part of the video, I'm going to be teaching you about different natural curiosities that I find in my amazing garden. So today's natural curiosity is about a particular seed. Now this seed you've probably seen quite a few times. I'm going to show you. Do we recognise this seed? Do you know what the name for it is? If you guessed a conker, that is 100% correct. So as well as being called a conker, these are called horse chestnuts, which are from the big horse chestnut tree, and I have many of them in my garden. They are a deciduous tree. Do you know what deciduous means? Deciduous means that the trees let their leaves fall in the autumn. They lose their leaves in the autumn. Now, there's not much to say about this one, is there really? I mean, we know it's a conker, and I'm sure you've had a few conker fights, or your parents might have talked to you about conker fights. What do seeds do? Can you tell me what seeds do? Have a think. Now, seeds grow into things, don't they? So this seed is going to grow into a tree. Now, while I was in my garden, I found something really interesting. I found a conker that had started growing into a tree. Now, what's so interesting about this is that you can see all the parts. So here's the main part of the seed. Can we see that? Now, what do you see here? What do we call these parts of the plant? Hopefully you can see them. They are the roots. Well done. They are the roots of the tree. They've started growing the roots. And the roots suck up all the water the plant needs and all the nutrients, all the minerals to make the plant healthy. Now, what's this long part called? Can we remember what this long part of the tree is called? So this is the stem, isn't it? It will be a trunk one day, but it is the stem of the tree. So the stem brings all the nutrition from the roots into another part of the plant, into the rest of the plant. Now, what part is this? What are these? Yes, they're leaves. Do you remember what leaves are used for in a plant? Yes, they're used to make food for the plant, don't they? They capture the light that's shining down and they do something called photosynthesis. They make food using the leaves. Now, this plant will also have flowers, but it's not big enough. I might show those at the end of the video, some flowers as they come up in spring. But that is today's natural curiosity. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's lesson and I will see you next week. Goodbye.